So, want to go back to A3? You get one on A3?
Yes. So, do you want me to go A3 and down the line, or do you want me to do all of mine, or do you want me to go?
A3, you have A3, B1, 3, and 4, so why don't you go ahead and do the rest of those.
Okay, and then I also had E2, which I didn't realize you guys were
Back,
being,
yeah.
conservative and doing double-sided printed, which I commend you for that, being green and saving the tree. So I didn't, so.
Do you want to address that now because you have to leave, or do you want to
No,
wait
no.
to E2?
I could wait.
Okay.
I could
Then
wait.
we'll hear from you right now on A3, B1, 3, and 4.
Okay. Okay, well, first of all, let me start out by saying that I attended a training here. I think it was by the law firm of Atkinson, Adams, Rudd,
Atkinson,
Loya,
Anderson.
whatever. Yes. Anyways, it was a very good training, and I'm glad that the public was allowed to attend. Christy and I were there, and I asked them specifically if they thought for an agenda of like 30 items, 3 minutes of public comment was reasonable. For all the items, because I've never seen that before. I attend other public meetings, and it's usually 3 minutes per person per item. And they said no. If you calculate, I counted up the number of items on this agenda, there's about 32, because even though you break it down into B1, B2, B1A, you count them up, there's 32. 3 minutes each, that's about 6 seconds per item. So that's unreasonable. So I'm putting it out there. You can call them because they're your lawyers and ask them, because that's what they said, that that was unreasonable. The time for public comment has to be reasonable. It's not reasonable that the public can comment on an item in 6 seconds, even though I talk really fast. But on A3 also, what struck me was the sterility of the report. If I was listening to this report and I didn't know that the WESELPA deals with education, I would have thought they're just dealing with, things, numbers. Our children are referred to in terms of risk pools. I didn't hear anything about benefiting the education of children. I heard about the school to prison pipeline, which we know about. I heard how the numbers in juvenile hall are increasing. And, as a county, I hope that you think about the future that you're leaving for the children. I mean, as decision makers, these decisions rest in your hands. So think about, instead of looking at how you're going to tackle the risk pool, think about minimizing the risk. And that's very simple with providing a better education for the children. Also, Joan mentioned under the risk pool discussion the inadequate funding. I don't think there's inadequate funding. I think there's mismanagement of funding. There was a case several years ago when Margaret Spellings was the Secretary of Education, the Bush appointee, and one of the teachers' unions, one of the organizations sued because of inadequate funding, and I think it was under the No Child Left Behind program. And the federal court decision read that it was a grant program. It is not a mandate. If the districts don't feel that they have sufficient funding, they're free to tell the federal government, don't send your IDA dollars anymore. It's not a mandate. So I think the rhetoric really needs to reflect, and let's just forget this spin of it being an unfunded mandate. And when we see how the money is being wasted, we're not going to advocate for more money for these agencies where it's all going to go to bureaucracy, not actual benefit of the children. Lastly, I wanted to mention, and thank you for your indulgence, that the agenda for some of these committees at the WESELPA is not being posted on the web. I have personally asked to get the agenda emailed from CAC, and that request is not honored. Joe Riley said that they're no longer emailing the agenda. So, and given the fact that she cancels the meetings, here and there with no rhyme or reason, then we are left to wonder when the meeting is going on. Thank you so much.